Raise your hands in the air. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Once more. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. From the heart. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you to Dinabandhu Prabhu and the Manchester devotees, the organizers, for giving me the great privilege and the honor to be to speak on this topic for the wonderful ecstatic Manchester devotees. I hope one day we can meet in person now that restrictions are reducing, and hopefully I can come one day to Manchester Temple itself. But in the meantime, at least we have Zoom. All glories to Zoom. So today I've been asked to start off these. I'm calling it Kartik Month Inspirations. I don't know what the series is called, but so I've been asked to do verse 1. So I'll just have a PowerPoint presentation. Just so it has a few pictures to bring verse 1 alive. So the first verse, I'm sure everybody knows, was familiar with the Damodarastakam prayers. It's really interesting that we sing these prayers every day throughout the month of Kartik. But I wonder if anybody knows that which day does it actually happen. So although we celebrate the pastime where Krishna is bound with ropes, that only happened on one day, on one particular morning. But we celebrate that throughout the entire month. It's such a beautiful pastime. But I'll just allow people to have a think, and I'm going to ask the question again later. What day, what's the actual day that this pastime happened? So let's begin by just reading the verse. So we'll read the Sanskrit and we'll read the translation. Namamishvaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Biyolu Kaladavamanam Param Ristammatyanta Todutagopya. So the translation goes like this. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokul, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter, and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord, Shri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. So what a what a verse to be able to speak on. So I'll try to finish by let's say 8:10 or something like that, in case there's any questions. But maybe somebody could give me a 5-minute warning to send me a message on the chat when it's like 8:05, just in case I run over, because the reason Dinabandhu Prabhu gave me a choice of verse 1 or verse 5, and when I read the two verses, I was like, verse 1 allows us to drown in the nectarian pastimes of what happens in the Damodar Lila. So I thought, just as one of the verses talks about, Krishna drowns the inhabitants of Gokul in pools of ecstasy. So I thought today, let us all jump into that pool of ecstasy and discuss, how did this happen in the first place? This incident where Mother Yashoda is running after Krishna with a stick. And just to make you aware, this is the first time she's ever done that. First and I think last, actually. She never picked up a stick before this. this incident. How on earth did it get to that point? So today I thought, let's discuss and let's bring everybody up to speed and really absorb in these wonderful pastimes. So this month is the Dhamma, the Kartik month. This is a month where we especially want to read and absorb ourselves in the pastimes of Krishna. So has anybody, can anybody say to begin this pastime of how Mother Yashoda ends up running after Krishna, what day did this happen? So this, at the start of this day, Mother Yashoda, she wakes up while little Krishna lying next to her, still asleep. Still, he's like 3 years old.
Diwali.
So what day did this happen? Somebody said?
Diwali.
Diwali. Who was that?
Gauranatrastas.
Yes. Well done, Prabhu. Yes, this actually happened on Diwali day. And there is a special reason why it happens on Diwali day. So Gauranataraj Prabhu, I know you probably know the answer. Is there anybody else? I'm going to open it up to the forum. Is there anybody else who can say? Okay, it's Diwali day, but why in particular in one sense, did it have to happen? Did this pastime have to happen on this particular day? Can anybody explain? Okay. No guesses. Okay, Gauranataraj Prabhu, do you know?
I don't fully know, Prabhu. Maybe you can say that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, who's speaking?
Sumedh.
Sumedh. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yes, go ahead.
Is it because of the festivities, everyone else was busy in work, and so that allowed Mother Yashoda to herself churn butter for Lord Krishna?
Okay, good. Yep. That's definitely part of the answer. Any other aspects? Okay, thank you very much, Sumedh Prabhu. Wonderful part, definitely part of the answer. So this happened on Diwali day, because in particular, right at the start of this day, after Mother Yashoda wakes up, she sees Krishna lying there, still asleep. She thought, let him sleep a bit longer. And after she wakes up, after some time, she actually sees Nanda Baba and Mother Rohini and Balaram going on a chariot. They're going together and they're leaving, and they're going to visit, I think, I forget who they're going to visit. Rohini is one of Rohini's relatives, like this. So they had left that morning because they were going somewhere else first, and then they would come back later for the Diwali festivities. And this is key to be able to allow this pastime to happen, because if Balaram was there, if Mother Rohini was there, would they have allowed Mother Yashoda to have bound Krishna? And the answer is actually no. And that's why it happened on this particular day. So that's the link. And of course, as Sumedh Prabhu said also, it gave Mother Yashoda an opportunity to churn the butter herself. So after she arose that morning, seeing Krishna still asleep, she thought, I'll let him sleep a bit longer because I have so many activities to do this morning. And while he's asleep, at least that allows me to fully immerse myself in doing those chores before he wakes up. So thinking like this, she's the queen of Vraj. So going into the bathroom, she freshened up and she got ready. The maid dressed her very nicely, put all these beautiful flowers in her hair. This is significant for later on. She put all these beautiful flowers in her hair, dressed her up very nicely, and she was taking so long because even not just Mother Yashoda, but everybody just loved Krishna so much. And they loved Krishna so much that they would be so absorbed in thinking and talking about Krishna, it would slow them down in their service, in whatever activities they were doing. So Mother Yashoda got annoyed with this maid because she was taking too long. She was just chatting away about Krishna and how everybody loves him and his sweet features and his sweet mannerisms and the way he taught. And she was just chattering. And Mother Yashoda was thinking, this girl is taking so long. She took the brush off her, said, I'll sort it out myself, and sent the maid away. I don't know if you've ever had that experience. When I used to be at work, then sometimes I'd be doing some task and I'd think, oh, let me just put Kirtan on at the same time. So I'll put Kirtan on, and then what happens is you get so, I don't know if you ever have the experience, you get so into the actual Kirtan, you stop, you forget about what you're actually doing. Or if you've ever tried to revise for an exam or something, and you put Kirtan on, and you're so into the tune or into the Kirtan, you don't actually focus on the work. This is the situation in Vraj all of the time. Everybody's just so absorbed that it takes longer for them to even do their activities. So Mother Yashoda, after quickly getting ready, she then went into the main the kitchen area, so she could see the bedroom, and she positioned herself in such a way that she could see where Krishna was sleeping, so she could keep an eye on him. And then she went into the kitchen and she put on the pot of milk. Now this milk was very special. This milk came from the special cows. So Nanda Maharaj has 900,000 cows, a lot of cows. But out of those, there were like 5 to 7 cows which were really special. Their milk was so extra sweet. They're called Padmaganda cows. And that milk was the milk that Mother Yashoda specifically wanted to give to Krishna. And this is not just out of her motherly affection. She specifically chose that milk because she had another intention in her heart. It's not just because he was her son, and that's why she favored him and therefore wanted to give him this milk. She was thinking, my son always goes to other people's houses to steal their butter. Is he not satisfied with the butter in our house, in our palace? Is he not satisfied? So thinking like this, she decided, especially today, that she was going to herself churn the butter. She was going to churn the yogurt, make it into the most, beautiful, such high grade, high quality butter that after Krishna had this butter, he would not be interested in anybody else's house. And she was thinking, these silly maids, they must not be making the butter. Even if they're using this milk, they must not be churning it properly with that extra love. And that's why Krishna's still not satisfied. So let me personally, especially on this Diwali day, I'm going to personally churn this butter for my son. So so the milk was on. She sent the maid away. There was no other chores to do in that particular area. She was going on with the Diwali festivities. So sitting down on the choki, Mother Yashoda sat there and she began to churn the butter. Like this with 2 silken ropes. She was churning like this. And as she was churning, she was just absorbed. You can see in this picture here, she's just totally absorbed in thoughts of her little Lala, the little Krishna. Churning like this, thinking about all his wonderful qualities and how fortunate she was to have him as her son. Meanwhile, Krishna had woken up, hearing the swish sound, and sometimes Mother Yashoda's bangles would begin to make a sound as she churned like this. Then baby Krishna, like young Krishna, he woke up, but he opened his eyes like this, like he's still like so tired, still wants to sleep more, but looking, he saw Mother Yashoda churning away like this. So Mother Yashoda, at one point, she looked, and immediately Krishna closed his eyes, like this. I don't know if you ever had that that instance with a kid. So they pretend they're asleep, and so you look at them, and they suddenly notice you looking, and they close their eyes like this. So Krishna closed his eyes. And Mother Yashoda, very compassionate, she thought, I'll let him sleep a bit longer. It's fine if he doesn't want to get up just yet. Anyway, she's busy churning the milk, churning the butter. So little Krishna lying like this, he then peeked again. He didn't actually fully close his eyes. His eyes were like half, the eyelids were still open like this, so he could still peek. So he's peeking through his eyelids and just absorbing this scene, this beautiful scene where Mother Yashoda herself is churning away with such love, with such absorption in him, actually. And when Krishna observed this, it's at that time he really had the desire that let the love of Mother Yashoda, let both of them experience such high ecstasy today, especially that it would force this pastime to happen, this Damodar Leela. Only when the love, only when the prem between him and Mother Yashoda would kind of reach its pinnacle, that's how this pastime would actually happen. So the pastime potency, she was encouraging the Lord. So the Lord has different energies. He has the infinite energy, he has the pastime energy, he has what's called the Kripa Shakti, the energy of mercy, of compassion. So all these different energies interact with the Lord at different times. So the Leela potency of the Lord, she was conversing with the Lord, and the Lord was saying how he wanted to increase. She was encouraging him, come on, wake up, let's get the day started. And he was saying, no, today I want the intensity of this love to be so high that a special thing happens. And the Leela Shakti is like, oh, what's going to happen today? And then she understood that Damodar Leela is going to happen today. So like this, Mother Yashoda's chanting, baby Krishna is looking, and finally he decides, I'm getting hungry. I want to have some, I want her to stop chanting now. I want to feed from Mother Yashoda. So he kind of gets off the bed delicately, puts his feet down first. He can't quite reach. So he kind of falls off the end of the bed. And like this, he half stumbles towards Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda, you know how mums are, they've got eyes even at the back of their heads. She can clearly see, she can clearly notice that the toddler Krishna is coming towards her, but she pretends as if she doesn't see him. So she just carries on churning, swish, swish, swish like this, just to play with her baby. So baby Krishna comes up and he's looking like, Mother Yashoda hasn't noticed me yet, and I'm hungry. So this, first of all, he grabs her sari like this, and he kind of tugs to get some attention. So Mother Yashoda, pretending as if she hasn't noticed him at all of a sudden he's grabbing her sari. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Krishna. Good morning, Lala. Like this. So she pretends as if she's noticing him for the first time. And baby Krishna is already, because of his hunger, he's very angry. Anybody had that experience where you're hungry and it leads to anger? Often it's termed now as being hangry. So little Krishna was hangry. It's like, stop churning. I want dudu. Like, I want to be fed by you. So she said, but I have a lot of work to do. It's Diwali today. I have to churn this butter. So at that point, Krishna, with one hand grabbing the churning rod, and the other hand, she still carried on churning. Then he grabbed the actual rope itself, told Mother, stop churning. So that she was playing with him. So at this point, she said, okay, Lala. She let go, and she lifted him up, put her on her lap like this. And then she looked into Krishna's face. And at this point, she was overwhelmed with emotion. She was overwhelmed with wonder. Krishna looked so beautiful. It's like she had never seen him this beautiful before. It was like the blue color of his limbs were like sapphire gems. The red of his hands and feet and lips were like rubies. The pinkish color of his nails was like I forget the name of the stone, like that, another type of stone. And then his teeth were like pearls. She was thinking at one point, like, is this a person made of jewels? And then at another point, she felt his hair, and he was so soft and delicate. It felt like flowers, like these lotus flowers and Java flowers, like red Ashoka flowers. Is he just made of flowers? Malika flowers, his teeth. Is he just made of flowers? So the more she touched it, the more she held his hair. It's like he was melting, so soft. And she said, between jewels and flowers, he's definitely flowers. So such a soft, butter soft body. said like that, just by touching, you know, Krishna's body is like so soft, it's like butter. Like, have you ever pressed like room temperature butter, and you press it and just your finger almost melts into the butter? That's how soft Krishna's skin, Krishna's delicate body was. That's one of the reasons why everybody feared when Krishna would go out into the forest with bare feet, because his body was so soft. So like this, she just became so overwhelmed, so bewildered, just meditating on Krishna's form like this. She was thinking, is this my Krishna? Is this the same boy? And all of a sudden, the Yogamaya covered her again. And she could recognize, oh, this is my darling boy. And he's like, Mommy, Dudu. So she undid her blouse and she began to feed Krishna from her breast. And the amazing thing was, because of such deep motherly affection for Krishna, Krishna didn't have to suck. The milk was just pouring, literally just pouring out into his mouth like this. And she was just feeding. And you could hear the gargling noises as Krishna was accepting her love. And when sometimes he would open his eyes, and when he would see her smiling at her, then he would start to smile. So I don't know if you've ever seen, obviously when my wife was breastfeeding, and sometimes I would see this happen. Like sometimes when the child smiles, then the milk comes out and pours out the side of the mouth like this. So when Krishna would be smiling at Mother Yashoda, then the trickles of milk would be falling from the side of his mouth, and Mother Yashoda was wiping away the sides of his mouth. And then she noticed on his chest, it looked like some white milk was there. So she began to rub his chest, but it wasn't milk. It was the mark of Shivat, the mark of Lakshmi on his chest. So just like Lord Vishnu has this whitish, like this little bit of whitish hair on his chest. So Gopal, little 3-year-old Gopal, had this marking on his. So she was trying to wipe away, and then she thought, "Oh right, this is like the mark of Shivat, like Narayan." She just thought, "Who is this child? Who is this child in my arms like this?" And then again, she became absorbed in her motherly affection. So like this, drinking like this. So Krishna was not hungry in the sense of physically being hungry. He was hungry for her love. And this exchange where Mother Yashoda was feeding Krishna like this, he was drinking her love, and she was drinking the nectarian beauty of his face in return. And like this, the love of mother and son just increased and increased and increased to such a high degree that the Leela Shakti, the pastime potency, realized, I got to do something to break this. This is where the key turning point happens. All of a sudden, there was a sound from the kitchen, like this. The milk that had been boiling, that special milk that Mother Yashoda was boiling, that had overflowed, and it had gone into the fire. And you know that I'm sure you've all had the experience. You know the sound it makes when the milk bubbles over and it's burning on the stove. So immediately, when Mother Yashoda heard that, she took Krishna off and put him down on the floor. Now the Acharyas explain that everything in the spiritual world is conscious. Everything, even the milk, is actually conscious. And when the milk was boiling, then the milk could understand that Mother Yashoda is feeding Krishna the milk from her breast. So the milk was thinking, well, what is the point of our existence? If Krishna is drinking so much milk from her, then he's not going to want to drink us. So therefore the milk decided to commit suicide like this. So the milk overflowed. Explain like this. So Mother Yashoda put Krishna down and she said, "One moment, Lala." And she ran into the kitchen to take care of the milk that was boiling over, because for her, service was more important. So looking after, making sure everything was perfect. So she ran into the kitchen and began to deal with this. And from the kitchen, she would keep calling out, like, "I'll be there soon. I'll be there soon, Lala. Just wait there." And then she would call out. Now, have you ever had the experience where you're really enjoying your meal and somebody takes it away. I hope you've never had that experience. Can you imagine if you're really hungry and you're enjoying this, I don't know, something like a paneer sabji or something like shrikand or something really, really nice, pizza, cake, whatever it is, and you're getting through it, but then somebody takes it away. Like, what are you doing? How dare you take that away? Baby Krishna, 3 years old Krishna, was so angry, he bit his lip. He bit his lip. And of course, Krishna is Avatari, the source of all incarnations. Within Krishna is anger personified as Lord Nrsimhadev. So this little boy, 3-year-old boy, he let out this like a cub, like a lion cub, and growl like a lion cub. He was so angry. How did Mother Yashoda put me down like this? So looking around, he was thinking, what can I do to let out my anger? And seeing the yogurt pot there that Mother Yashoda had been churning, he thought, I'm going to break this pot. But when he looked around, he couldn't find anything to break it with. Finally, he tried, he had brought some stones in from the day before from outside. So he tried breaking with the stones. It didn't really work. And finally, he found one piece of like a grinding mortar. He found one piece, a broken piece that he brought in. He picked up this, almost like a dagger. And then using that, he smashed the pot, broke the pot like this, you can see in the picture. He's laughing. Right? Only 3 years old, but he's very happy with his mischief, letting out his anger like this. So the pot, the yogurt, he actually wanted to eat some of it, but the yogurt just poured out of that pot and completely spilled all over the floor. He couldn't even eat it. Like there wasn't any even left in the pot practically. It just seeped out right onto the floor because he broke it near the bottom of the pot. So like this, then Krishna was thinking, this is no good. I've broken it, I can't even eat any of it. So then looking where Mother Yashoda was, just check the time. Ooh. Looking where Mother Yashoda was, he decided, I'm going to go get it from the storeroom. So he took the key from inside her wardrobe, went to the door, opened it, went into the storeroom, and there were lots of pots hanging. So reaching up, he began to taste each one. And each one tasted like Mother Yashoda's breast milk, like this. It just reminded him of Mother Yashoda, and he got into ecstasy. Then he remembered again, as Mother Yashoda called, Lala, I'll just be there in a moment. All of a sudden, it woke him up out of that ecstasy, and he thought, right, I better get on with it before she comes and finds me. So taking some of them down, tasting, he decided, breaking some of them, he decided on this one particular one. And he carefully went back through that room and down the stairs into the courtyard. Because if he went out through the main gate, the guards were there and they would immediately catch him. So he thought, immediate thing, what's the best plan? He went out into the courtyard. Mother Yashoda was covered over by Yogamaya. So Yogamaya is the illusory potency of the Lord. So for the living entities in this world, we are covered by Mahamaya, which is basically Durga Devi. So Durga Devi is the illusory potency that keeps us identifying with this body and this world and our family, etc., like this. But in the spiritual world, we have Yogamaya. It's the pastime, like she arranges the pastimes. And she covered Mother Yashoda so that when Mother Yashoda was looking, she was checking to see that what is Krishna up to. In her mind, she saw that Krishna was just waiting there. He was just playing peacefully by the yogurt pot, even though actually there was a mess and all sorts of nonsense was going on. But Mother Yashoda only saw that. So she'd look, and in her mind she would see everything is okay, and then she would carry on. And she took a very long time actually to do this. She thought she did it in like a few seconds. But she was actually taking a long time to clear up all of the mess, giving time for Krishna to do all his mischief and get out the door. Finally, she finished and she came back into the room and she was shocked. Who on earth did this? Like the pot of yogurt that she'd been churning is broken, and everything is on the floor. And there's even like splash marks. Somebody had been putting his little feet in there and like swishing it around. So this is not right. Then she noticed the storeroom doors open. She went into the storeroom. You can see in this picture, the crows and birds had come in, and they were making the most of this opportunity. So she shooed them all away, shoot them out. I was thinking, oh my God, Lala, little Krishna did this? He's never done something this bad. Like, what on earth? As she thought, let me just quickly tidy up, but it was so messed up that she couldn't tidy it up so quickly. So then she's thinking, then she noticed, hang on, one pot is missing. And where is he? Where is this Nutgut Krishna? Where is this little naughty boy? So looking like this, realizing that he'd taken a pot, she followed the footprints, because before leaving, Krishna, just to create more, just to have a bit more like let his emotions out, he actually splashed in the yogurt that was on the floor just to make it more messy, and then ran out. But of course, he left footprints. So Mother Yashoda goes to the window, and she looks down, and then she sees that naughty Krishna is sitting on top of a grinding mortar. And with that pot of yogurt, I think it's butter, that pot of butter, he's feeding the monkeys. The monkeys fearlessly are coming to him, and he's just happily feeding them. She's thinking, this boy has taken it to the next level today, really taking it to the next level. So there's a set of stairs before the door out into the courtyard. So Mother Yashoda, knowing that Krishna is actually facing away from the door, she stealthily comes down. Again, looks out, notices Krishna's back is towards her. She opens the door, and just on the side there, the Nanda Baba had happened to leave his stick. So coward men normally carry a stick. So this stick was a jewel stick, beautiful stick, but he had left it. So thinking that I'm going to teach Krishna a lesson today, she picked up the stick. Never done this before. Not against Krishna. And then she slowly came up behind Krishna. And Krishna, baby Krishna's there feeding the monkeys. And one of the reasons why that he was doing this was because in the pastimes of Lord Ram, then the monkeys had helped Lord Ram to defeat Ravan. So Krishna wanted to repay the debt. So these are all incarnations of the monkeys that helped in Lord Ram's pastimes. So Krishna was feeding these monkeys so happily, like basically saying thank you. But Mother Yashoda was thinking, my son has become like a monkey. He's creating mischief like a monkey. So like this, she came up, and little Gopal, little Krishna, he'd be feeding, but keeping one eye behind like this. So he'd keep looking backwards to check whether anybody's coming. And then at one point, Mother Yashoda came closer, and the wind blew into Krishna's ear and said, run. And at that point, Krishna looked behind. He saw Mother Yashoda. He literally jumped off that grinding mortar and began to run. And Mother Yashoda said, come back here. How dare you run away from me? So she began to run after him. But the reason why he was running was because he saw the stick. He was thinking, Mother Yashoda, never before has she ever raised a stick against me. Like, what has happened? Just for breaking a pot of yogurt? Now she's going to beat me with a stick? And in such fear, in experiencing such fear, he began to run like crazy. And his goal was to run to the main gates, because he was thinking, just see the baby intelligence of little Krishna. He was thinking that if Mother Yashoda has a stick, she could beat me. But if I run into the public domain, there'll be so many other people there. If she tries to hit me with a stick, at least other people will help to stop. So at this point, they're running, And finally, at one point, Krishna looks back to see what is the distance between me and Mother Yashoda. And just to that point, he slows down slightly, and Mother Yashoda captures him. And this is why we say, to the Supreme Lord, who is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed, to that Supreme Lord, Shri Damodar, we offer our humble obeisances. So this will be continued. So I want to leave you with three questions before I open it up to questions, but I'm not going to answer these questions. I'll leave this for future speakers to answer. There were three amazing things that we see from this pastime. That, let me just remember the questions. So one of them is that fear personified is scared of Krishna. Yet we see that Krishna is fearful. The second thing is that Krishna is the unlimited personality of Godhead. He's unlimited. Therefore, how is it possible that Mother Yashoda can bind him? How is it possible for Mother Yashoda to be able to bind a rope around him? And then number three is, if the Lord truly is the Lord, he can run as fast, he's faster than the speed of mind. How is it that Mother Yashoda can catch him? Not even the yogis can catch hold of the Supreme Lord in their meditation. How is it that Mother Yashoda can catch him? So on this note, this wonderful, wonderful pastime, I'll open it up to questions before we sing Damodar prayers. Maybe we're going to have 2 minutes for questions. I know we're supposed to do Damodar prayers at 8:15. Is that okay, Gauranath Raj Prabhu?
Fantastic, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. That was wonderful explanation. It's a very nice beginning of our Kartik month. This wonderful series we started both Friday and Sunday. We wanted to discuss the Damodarastakam prayers. So in the whole month of Kartik, we'll be doing these prayers. So, and it's what a nice opportunity, what a nice blessing to start with this series with guest speakers like Nitai Kirtan Prabhu. So we are blessed to have Nitai Kirtan Prabhu. So that was a wonderful explanation, and those three questions were amazing. Has anybody got any questions? Otherwise, then we can move on to the next part of the program. Why do we light a candle? What is the significance of it, Prabhu? There's a question from iPhone. Sorry, we don't know who that is. Sorry.
Question from iPhone. Cool. So why do we light a candle on the Damodar month? So it's explained that in this month is actually the month of Radharani. And this is why Krishna especially likes this month. The following month after this is actually Krishna's month. But this month is most, obviously Krishna is like that. Here, Radha Kund is greater than Shyam Kund, because Krishna always puts Radharani first. So because this is actually her month, then any spiritual activities we do this month is magnified 1,000 times. Radharani is so compassionate. She's so merciful. So whatever we do in this month is magnified. So offering a candle to Krishna, there's one pastime there's one explanation given in the Puranas, where there was like a mouse that happened to come into one of the temples. And as is common, you have there's like a ghee, like a ghee stand, and so there's ghee in it, and you have it lit on fire, so like this in the temple. So this mouse happened to come, and it was trying to eat some of the ghee, but in the process it got caught on fire. So being caught on fire, so the deity is standing right there in front of this ghee lamp. So as it caught on fire, then it jumped in the air like this, like, oh, sorry about my sound effects, but something like this, jumped in it on fire, and like this, jumping in the air. It's almost as if it was doing like arti around the deity. And when that creature died, it immediately attained its spiritual body and went back to Vaikuntha. Like this. So Krishna is very, and this happened in the month of Kartik. So it's explained that one who offers a ghee lamp every day, it's like this, we get the same benefit that at the end, at the end, we go back, at the end of this life, we can go back to Godhead. Like this. It's such an easy thing to do. The Lord is same with the verse, Pattam Pushpam Palam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Parachiti. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 26, he says, just offer me a leaf, a fruit, a flower, a water. These are things that anybody can offer. It's not a difficult thing. It's not asking for rubies, diamonds, gold, sapphires like this. Things that are very, very expensive. This is water. Everybody has access to water. A leaf, flower, fruit. So similarly, the Lord says, just offer me a lamp. The month of Kartik like this. And it gives us so much blessings. So every day in the month of Kartik, we take advantage of this. We sing the Damodar prayers and we offer a lamp to Damodar. So the idea is that we offer, so you take the lamp and you can offer 4 times around the feet, then 2 times around the belly, and then 3 times around the head, and then 7 times around the body, like that. You can offer your lamp like that. So 4, 2, 3, and then 7. Like this. Such a simple thing to do in the month of Kartik, and do that every day, and so much blessings in there. Hope that answers the question.
Thank you, Nitai Kirtan Prabhu, also wonderfully narrating that pastime of mouse going back to Godhead. So thank you so much. Looks like there are no more questions as of now. Would you be kind enough to sing Damodarastakam prayer,
Sure,
Prabhu?
sure.
So I've got the slides here. I can bring them up.
Yes, please. If you could just maybe talk for maybe 30 seconds, or I'll just get set up with the harmonium and things.
Sure. I'll bring it up, Prabhu. I'll bring it up. Thank you. In the meantime, we'll be reading the translation. So, Hare Krishna, could I ask someone to read the translation? Sumedh, are you there?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, if you can read the translation, that would be great.
To the Supreme Controller, who possesses an eternal form of blissful knowledge, whose glistening earrings swing to and fro, who's manifested himself in Gokula, who stole the butter that the gopis kept hanging from the rafters of their storerooms, and then who quickly jumped and ran in retreat in fear of Mother Yashoda, but was ultimately caught. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances.
Please carry on.
Upon seeing his mother's whipping stick, he cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with his 2 lotus hands. His eyes were fearful, and his breathing quick, and as Mother Yashoda bound his belly with ropes, he shivered in fright, and his pearl necklace shook. To the Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. Those super excellent pastimes of Lord Krishna's babyhood drowned the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy. To the devotees who are attracted only to his majestic aspect of Narayan and Vaikuntha, the Lord herein reveals, I am conquered and overwhelmed by a pure loving devotion. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my obeisances hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for liberation, nor eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon. My only prayer is that your childhood pastimes may constantly appear in my mind. O Lord, I do not even want to know your feature of Paramatma. I simply wish that your childhood pastimes may ever be enacted in my heart. O Lord, the cheeks of your blackish lotus face, which is encircled by locks of curling hair, have become reddened like the bimba fruit, due to Mother Yashoda's kisses. What more can I describe than this? Millions of opulences are of no use to me, but may this vision constantly remain in my mind. O unlimited Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. I am drowning in an ocean of sorrow, and am almost dead, almost like a dead man. Please shower the rain of mercy upon me. Uplift me and protect me with your nectarian vision. O Lord Damodara, in your form as a baby, Mother Yashoda bound you to a grinding stone with a rope for tying cows. You then freed the sons of Kurera, Manigriva, and Nalakuvara, who were cursed to stand as trees, and you gave them the chance to become your devotees. Please bless me in this way. I have no desire for liberation into your effulgence. O Lord, the entire universe was created by Lord Brahma, who was born from your abdomen, which was bound with a rope by Mother Yashoda. To this rope I offer my humble obeisances. I offer my obeisances to your most beloved Srimati Radharani and to your unlimited pastimes.
Thank you, Sumit.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nitai Kirtan Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu.
are you ready? Shall I
I'm
bring
ready,
it
yes.
up? Yeah,
Okay.
so I'll bring it up on the screen. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, thanks. Hare Krishna. So are we doing call, Gaura Nataraj, are we doing call and response? So I'll sing once and then everybody else sings? Or should I just
It would
sing
be
through?
difficult on Zoom, Prabhu, I guess.
So should I just sing it through?
I think so. That's a better.
Sure. So
Thank
everybody, please sing along with it.
Yeah.
Us. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gauravakta Namamishvaram Sachidanandalupam Rasakundalam Gokule Bhaktamanam Yashoda Vijayolukaradavamanam Param Risnamakanta Kodutagopra Sudantamuneta Yugmam Vijantam Karam Bhojayugnena Shatankanetam. I'll just let you catch up. Verse 2, please.
Sorry, Prabhu. Just 1 second. I got a little problem here.
Sorry?
Just a little problem here. 1 second, Prabhu. I'll sort it out.
Okay,
Yeah.
Just so everybody else can follow.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Sudantamunetra Yugmam Vijantam Karam Bhojayugnena Shatankanetam Mohasasatam Patirekantanta Stitai Gaivam Damodaram Bhaktivadam Iti Viksalila Vinanam
Hare Krishna, Nitai Kirtan Prabhu ki jai. Everyone, please unmute and please give 3 loud Haribols to Nitai Kirtan Prabhu. Everyone, unmute, please. Haribo. Thank you so much, Nitai Kirtan Prabhu. That was fantastic, wonderful singing, and it's nice to have your association. Nice to see you here on Zoom, and maybe at some time, probably we can see you in our temple. We are doing in-person classes in the temple now. So again, we'll invite you at some point. Or the Bandhu Prabhu will be in touch. He's here on Zoom, definitely, I can see. So once again, thank you so much. So just a couple of quick announcements, everyone. So this Sunday, we will be discussing the 2nd verse of Damodarastakam in the temple. And Kartik month is full of festivals. Next Friday is the appearance of Radha Kund. So we will be discussing text 3 of Damodarastakam prayer. And in November, we will be celebrating Diwali on the 4th November. It's a Thursday. We'll be celebrating the temple. And we have a major festival of Govardhan Puja. That's the 5th November. It's a Friday. We will be celebrating in Gita Bhavan. So we'll be sending the communication out.
The clock's like 1.
Hey Krishna, this is what happens on Zoom.
That's all right, I'm muting everyone.
Yeah, so that's it from my side. if you have not taken a vow to offer a ghee lamp, better late than never. You can take a vow to offer a ghee lamp to baby Krishna, being tied up to this wooden grinding mortar every single day. One gets unlimited benefit. So you can offer simply at your home, and also we have the opportunity in the temple also. So please take this opportunity and try and engage in as much devotional service as possible. Read Srimad Bhagavatam, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, and do as much as service. So which is everything gets multiplied. The benefit will be multiplied a lot. So Kartik month ki jai, and His Grace Nitai Kirtan Prabhu ki jai. Shri Rama Radha Damodar Bhagavan ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi. Hari Hari.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, again.
Take care. Take care. Hare Krishna.